All right, we are ready to go. Welcome, everybody. My name is Chris, and this is my channel, We Love Comics. And the auction, I'm going to do an extension of the auction. Because I had a couple of people inquire about the comics I have left. Half of them have been sold. One of the things I tell people all the time when it comes to my auctions, it's funny, but like 80% of the people who ultimately buy the comics aren't there for the live show. So I'm going to do I'm going to do an unboxing of a comic. This one isn't for sale. I just, I can't say reacquired it because I still own at least one more copy of this, but I really thought this was time. So I got some of my bills paid. I had a little bit extra funds, so I thought when I saw the price of this comic, I thought this is probably the bottom of the dip, and it was time to buy this book, and I highly recommend it. Because like I tell people all the time that try and invest in anything, the best time to buy something is when no one else wants it and the price is going down. When it's something of importance, whether that be a key issue comic or a vehicle or a collectible or a coin, whatever, there's always going to be peaks and valleys. Nothing ever stays straight up or straight down or straight across. If they do, they're not anything you really want to be touching. So sometimes you got to buy stuff at the dip when nobody cares about it. And you want to sell at the peak. Problem is, it's hard to determine unless you have inside information of when those are going to be. So you basically make your best bet and then try and see if you can succeed. But as they say, you know, you never lose money making profit, no matter how much it is. So whether you made a $5 profit or $5,000 profit, you still made a profit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend the ability to purchase any of the comics on the auction until Sunday night at midnight. I decided that just now. A couple people have not seen the post. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to do the unboxing for the people that basically are here just for the new comic I just got. I got it here in like 2 days. The guy was really good, and he really appreciated the fact that it was a newly listed book. I bought it right away and paid right away. Sellers love that. So I'm going to do the unboxing. And then after that, I'm going to show the 10 remaining slabbed comics that are still available for auction. So if anybody here wants to bid on them, we'll do that after the unboxing. And as usual, what I tell people is, if you're not watching this live, even if somebody wins a bid, because I had somebody win a bid and they just couldn't pay for it, contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com, and I'll post the link, well, the address right there in the live chat, and I'll also put it right here. So after I do the unboxing, if anybody wants to stay for the mini auction, I'm not going to go into full detail. I might, you know, but if you didn't watch this live, still contact me, because like I said, about 80% of the people who ever purchase anything from my auctions did not watch it live. So that is the information as far as the auction part. I'm going to do that after the unboxing. 2 people have already hit the like button. We got Life is Good and Captain Crunch here in the live chat, so welcome for that. So let me put on the video camera, and that is one of my AI arts. As usual, I would always love to hear what you think about my AI arts that I do. That's actually supposed to be Lady Death. So let's put on the video camera. So it looks like the box came in excellent shape. This is a book that I'm saving a lot of money on. And like I said, when it comes to investments, you want to buy low and sell high. Now this, oh, they put a box inside a box. Very nice. This I won on eBay. So there was definitely some taxes. Which, by the way, if you order anything from me, there are no taxes. So you're going to save, and I'll tell you how much I had to pay in taxes on the eBay purchase. And even with that, I still did very well. But I'm also allowing a 4-month payment plan on any of the comics of $400 or more. See, they added some stuff. Let me just see what this is. So everything arrived safely. Seems to be oh, that's just the eBay receipt. So I can show the proof of that. Actually, let me I'll do this so you can see that I don't make up prices. Person put in a business card and everything. That was nice of them. Bubble wrapped it. Always appreciated when they do extra and beyond. And one of the things I always tell people, don't assume that somebody selling you something knows or cares how to package things. So I always tell the people when I buy stuff, can you please, package it securely, put it in a box. They may not do it, but at least you let them know in case they didn't know. It's better to give too much information than not have enough. Alright, so I'm very excited to have this higher grade book. This is actually higher than one of the ones I sold. I think the one I originally had was either a 4.0 or a 4.5. So this is definitely an upgrade. And like I said, I'm going to be doing a live auction after I do the unboxing right now. And of course, if you're not watching this live, contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com if you're interested in any of them. If somebody doesn't bid right now, because this is something I'm just doing at the last second, so probably everybody here is not prepared for it, and that's fine. But let me show this comic. It is a CGC book. The one I sold probably about a year ago in my last auction, I believe, or the auction before that, was my PGX book that I graded myself. But this is a book, in my opinion, if you could find some deals, now's the time to reacquire this book or get it. I have Werewolf by Night 32. First appearance of Moon Knight. Graded a 6.5 from CGC, off-white to white pages. Now, if you would have purchased this book about a year and a half ago, probably would have cost you between $2,000 and $3,000. Now, I watched the TV show. It was actually the last Disney Plus TV show that I watched and actually enjoyed. Was it the best show ever? No. Did they have some of those moments? Yes. But overall, I thought it was pretty decent. It could have been better. They could have eliminated some of the, you know what I'm talking about stuff. But overall, it wasn't bad. Whether they do another one or not, I'm not sure. But this book, even before they ever even announced a TV show or a movie, this was a book that people sought after. So like I said, a year and a half ago, a 6.5 would cost you between $2,000 and $3,000. I paid about a third of that. I won it. Now, they had free shipping. I won it for $950. The taxes, and just to show with my auction I'm about to do after this, I don't charge tax. So, for a $950 purchase, eBay charged me $66.50 for taxes. So I had to pay almost an extra $100 on this book for eBay fees. And just to show you I'm not making that up, there's the total. That should show, oh, that's just the message from the seller. The shipping cost, the taxes, and the total. So even though I won it for $950, which was a new listing, buy it now, the shipping, as you could see, was free. It cost me an extra $66.50 in taxes. So it shows how much you will pay extra even if I list an auction for the same exact price that eBay had for the lowest. Because if you look at my auctions, and I always encourage people to do that, and I'm one of the few people that does an auction that encourages people to verify a price before getting into an emotional bidding war and overspend because you didn't verify. But if I'm not selling this book, but let's say I was selling that here at $950 and you wanted it at $950. Well, it's going to cost you $950 plus $19.99 shipping. If you would have bought the same book on eBay, first of all, you don't know if the seller's legit. You don't know if they're going to package it well. You don't know if they're going to package it quickly. But even if they do all that, you're spending an extra $66.50 because eBay charges taxes. So these things you have to factor in on your total amount. And that's the difference between net and gross when it comes to profit. So you got to make sure you know about these things. So ultimately, and I still, for the price for this, for a 6.5 off-white pages, CGC, I paid $1,016.50. Now, like I said, about a year and a half ago, I would have paid at least double that. So in my opinion, now's the time to get this. Now, are they going to do a second season? Who knows? Are they going to ever have them in a movie? Who knows? But this is a major character. I wouldn't say he was in A-list. I would say he's probably a B-list character, but still well known. Like I said, this book, years before they even had rumors of a movie or TV show, this book was skyrocketing in price. Oh, wow. John Rose says, you have a lower tax rate than we do. In California, it would be around 10% tax here. John, the fact that you're in California amazes me. If I were you, I'd get the heck out of there if you had the means to do it. California is becoming a third world nation. And actually, if you think about it, because I escaped New York, if you think about the Kurt Russell movies, Escape from New York and Escape from L.A., I think now those movies are now documentaries that are basically warning people, because they're basically prisons. And considering they won't basically imprison hardly anybody, it's kind of what it's turning into. So that's becoming, Escape from New York and Escape from L.A. is becoming a reality TV show, those movies. If you've never seen them, with Kurt Russell playing Snake Plissken, the one-eyed anti-hero, I'd highly recommend watching those. I think the first one came out either late 70s or early 80s, and I know the second one, Escape from L.A., came out in the late 80s. But those are good movies, but they're becoming a reality show. So 10% tax. So think about that. A 10% tax, you would have paid $95 in taxes. Like I said, I'm about to do a little auction. I'm not adding any new books. I'm just showing the 10 books I have left. So again, if you're not watching this live, right now you are. So if you're not watching this live, contact me, because most of the people that buy from me message me after the fact of the video closing. Because like I said, I wasn't even announcing this because I didn't know I was going to do this. So if you are going to be in the auction after this, make sure you set the top part of where you're chatting. Make sure you set it to live chat and not top chat. So, first of all, I'd love to know what you think about getting this book. This is definitely something I highly recommend adding to... hold on, my video froze. If I move this at all, the camera will freeze. There we go. We should be back now. So let me know what you thought about this. 7 people hit the like button. If you thought this was a good purchase, let me know in the comments section. $950 plus $66.50 in taxes for a grand total of $1,016. This is one of those characters that does not need a movie or TV show to do well. Obviously, if they use them in the future, it's only going to bring it up more. But like I said, I originally had either a 4 or a 4.5 of this book from one of my PGX graded books, and I've now upgraded at a 6.5 CGC. Now, I didn't pay the same price as I paid for the one I sold. I don't remember what I paid for it. But considering what this was at and where it is now, to me, that's when you pounce. Most people who do not know how to invest buy at the wrong time. They tend to buy when everybody else is buying something, when it's popular, when the price is rising and rising and rising. Everybody's like, oh, I got to get on that bandwagon. And if you make the mistake of getting it at or right at the peak, it can only go down from there. So that's why a lot of people are intimidated about investing and afraid to take the chance on something, because they base it on emotion instead of proper planning. And that's why I always tell people, when it comes to any investment, you base it on not where it's been, not where it is, but where it's going. And when I see a dip like that, I mean, these books are not going to zero. So there has to be a certain time when that dip will only go so far down that people see it, the smart people see it as a buying opportunity. So that'll start to flatline and even out for a little while. You may see some little dips here and there or little rises here and there, but that's when you'll start seeing it increasing again. You want to pounce on it before it gets to that point. Now, obviously, like I said earlier, you're never really going to know where the rock bottom is. I mean, this could go down another $100. But if I'm within a certain range, I'd rather be $100 off than $1,000 off. So if you bought a 6.5 a year and a half ago and you paid $2,500 and now it's only worth about $1,000, you might never take a chance again. And that's why I tell people you got to research what you do. Don't just listen to somebody that may be popular or maybe you like. That's why I've had so many people, because I had such a reputation years ago, which is unfounded and unwarranted, but people believe whatever they're told on the internet. Many people are afraid to take my advice because they may not like me. Okay, so their loss is our gain. So just be smarter. Do your own due diligence. Otherwise, you're going to miss on opportunities. Because even when there's fluctuation like this, you could still make money. Because if you buy something for $900, it goes up to $1,200, and you sell it, and it goes back down to $850, and you buy it back, and it goes back up to $950, and you sell it again. See what you can do? You can either upgrade and get a higher grade, or you can still make a profit here and there. You just got to be smart about it, and that's one of the reasons why I tell people to buy multiple copies. Because I only had, I believe, 3 copies of that book, all mid to lower grade. I sold one years ago to get here to move to Florida. I sold another one, like I said, either last year or a year and a half ago, and now I still had one, but now I'm back to 2. So I could sell my lower grade one, make a profit at when I see the prices going back up, because I'm not selling it now. That's the worst time to be selling it. And I can upgrade again or get something else that I like. So that is the book. Again, it's a 6.5 Werewolf by Night, First Moon Night, CGC, 6.5 off-white, 2 white pages. Looks pretty darn good. I'd love to hear your opinion. So let's do the mini live auction. Like I said, I'm not expecting anybody right now. I mean, if you want to place a bid because it's something you're interested in, you're more than welcome to. But I will be not shocked if nobody places any bid on these. But I just want to show them so people that might be interested later on, I'll give people, you know what? I'll give people a week. I'll give them an additional week from this point to contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. And I'll put the information on the screen right now so you can see it. So even if you cannot bid right now, there we go. So you'll see the ways I could take payments. Cash App, which is $barnone 11970. Venmo, which is at We Love Comics. And PayPal, which is peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com, which is also my business email, so you can contact me there. Again, if it's not live when you're watching it, they still might be available. So we'll try and do some bidding here. If it doesn't work, that's fine. It's just for other people that may watch this later. So I'm not going to be insulted if no one bids. But if you do want to place a bid, if you see something and you have the ability, because remember, any item that's $400 or more, I will allow, if you need it, a 4-month payment plan. You do have to make the first payment within 24 hours of winning. But I charge no interest, and again, no taxes. So there's not going to be anything new. I'm just showing you what's still available, because half the book's sold. And just to show you how many people buy them offline, during the auction, I sold a total of 3 comics to 2 people. So I sold an additional 7 after the auction was already done days later. So I'm going to give people up until next Friday. So, if they need to save a little money or think about it or ask their spouse, if you need to ask permission from somebody, I obviously want to make sure you're happy, and I don't want you selling, your mortgage payment to buy an investment, because it doesn't matter if it can make you money. If you have no money left to be able to utilize it, then it's not really helping you. So I'm going to show the books. If anybody wants to put a bid, all you have to do is say the name of the book and the bid where I'm starting it as. And again, like I said, I'm not going to be offended if nobody bids, because no one was expecting this, including myself. I just decided to do it spur of the moment. So also, if you want to write this information down, this is all the shipping information. For the Continental 48 United States, I do know there's 50, but there's only 48 in the Continental US, because obviously Hawaii and Alaska are not connected to the main island of the United States. We don't have to worry about what the raw price is, but the shipping and handling for 1 slabbed book up to 3 slab books is $19.99. If you get more than 3, it's $2.50 additional per slab. I will send to Canada as well, so anybody from Canada, Hawaii, or Alaska, again, you don't have to worry about the raw comic because they're all graded. The shipping and handling cost, again, up to 3 comics would be $39.99. Internationally, I did have one person internationally contact me. It will vary depending on location, but keep in mind it is going to be expensive because, with fuel prices and everything, it's going to cost money. So if you have no problem with that, I have no problem with that. And also, if you want to send cash, which I've had somebody do, or you want to meet me in person, if you live near the Tampa area and you want to send cash, that's fine. Or you can mail a money order, not a personal check or anything, because, then it'll take 2 weeks to clear, and comic will not be sent out. But, I mean, if you want to send the check, I'd have to wait 2 weeks for it to clear. But if you send the cash, meet me in person, or send a money order, I will take 10% off of the total price. If you use Cash App or Venmo, you'll get a free additional comic. Just make sure, if you're bidding right now, because you never know, somebody might be able to do it, but if you're bidding right now, make sure you contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. After you've sent the payment, make sure you put your name and address, because I've had people that did not mention where they want the comic sent to. And of course, I will package it extremely well. It will be extremely protected. You won't have to worry about your comic arriving in a manila envelope. I will send it out within 24 business hours of your payment. So obviously, if you don't pay until Saturday night, I can't send it until Monday. But I think some people that ordered from the auction should be getting their comics today or gotten them already. So I will mail them quickly. So with that being said, let me put on the video camera. I'll show the comics. If you want to place a bid and you want to own one of these books, that's fine. Or later on, if you watch this later, if you see the book is available, or even if somebody bid, you can always ask, did the person pay for their bid? As a courtesy, I give people 24 hours because they may have to go to the bank the next day to deposit the money. So I will give people 24 hours. But after 24 hours of the live auction, if you see a book, you can always contact me and say, hey, did so-and-so pay for the comic? And if they don't, it'll be available for anybody to get. So if you're interested, you can contact me. All right, so let's show the books that are still available for sale. All right, and we have a freezing moment, so I'm just going to wait until... Okay. So again, if you want to place a bid, you could just say the name of the comic and the bid you want to put in. Increments are $5 after 100, between 100 and $4.99, $10 between 500 and $9.99, and $25 from 1,000 up. Keep in mind, I will allow payment plans. All right, so the first book up, if anybody is interested, we have Fantastic Four, number 13. Now, all of these books, except for one, I personally sent to get graded by myself. Only one comic did I buy already graded online. So you will know these came from my personal collection. I still have every unboxing video I've ever done since 2017. So if you want to spend the time trying to find them, you can. But the bidding on this starts at only $299, plus, of course, shipping. This is the first appearance of the Red Ghost, but the main appearance is the first appearance of the Watcher. This is a PGX 3.0. It has cream to off-white pages. So this is one of the books that is still available. I will show. Now, this one does not have grader's notes because I got this one graded before that was an option. So any of them that do have grader's notes, I will read them. Michael says, resale ID, you don't have to pay taxes if you are a reseller. I don't know how that works, but hey, I don't resell on eBay, so it wouldn't matter for me, and I don't know how many people actually sell on eBay. Unfortunately, we're getting some lagging on the video camera. That's the internet, not me, unfortunately, so I apologize. But if anybody wants to make a bid on this, I won't make it wait too long, because like I said, no one knew that there was going to be an auction at the end of this, so most people here, probably all, are not prepared. So I'm assuming that somebody that's watching this later might do it. But I will give people a minute. If you're thinking about it, you want to do a bid. So again, this is Fantastic Four number 13, first appearance of The Watcher, $299. So if you want to place a bid or contact me afterwards, obviously if you want to place a bid now, you won't have to worry about somebody else contacting. So we'll give it 10 more seconds. If nobody places a bid, we'll go to the next one. And again, I'm not going to get offended if nobody places any bids, because nobody, including myself, was expecting this to be happening. So, last chance live, if you want to get this book. And again, I'll give people a week after this video is uploaded if they're interested in this or any of the other books. Make sure you're in live chat, not top chat. Going once, going twice, and no sale. Again, I'm not worried about things like that, because I've said it repeatedly, so I don't think I have to say it anymore. So I'm just going to put that information up while I'm getting the next comic. And again, any book over $400, if you need the 4 monthly payments, I will have that as an option. Life is Good says you have to apply for a reseller permit if you're a business. It's easier that, anyway. Well, obviously, like I said, I'm not a seller on eBay, so that wouldn't matter. I'm sure permits are not free. It could be, I don't know. But I can assure you most people are not doing that. So the average person is probably going to be paying taxes. All right, but that's good information to know. All right, next up, this is the only book that I bought already graded. Everything else is books that I bought raw and sent in to get graded myself. This is a CGC book, so I don't know if it was pressed or dry cleaned. The bidding starts in this at only $279 if you're interested. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 45. So it's a higher grade book. It is off-white pages. So if anybody's interested in acquiring this book now or later, you can contact me. You can just put ASM 45 $279. And then we'll see if anybody wants to outbid you. But this is the 3rd appearance of the Lizard. Now, it does not mention that on the CGC slab. But Amazing Spider-Man number 6 is his first appearance. Amazing Spider-Man number 44 is his second appearance. Which is weird to have that much of a gap. And the next issue, of course, number 45, is his 3rd appearance. So this is a Silver Age book from 1967. They just write that it's a Lizard appearance. It has a Stan Lee story and John Romita cover and art. So again, we'll give it another 10 seconds. If anybody's interested, the bidding starts at $279. And if you're just joining, none of these are new. They are from the 10 remaining books from the live auction I did the other day. I just decided to do this last second, so I'm not expecting anybody here to be able to bid, but hey, you never know. All right, so Amazing Spider-Man 45 going once, going twice, and that one will be closed. Let's get to the next one. This is one that I was actually surprised that no one bid on. I'm a diehard fan. I have several copies of this. This is the highest grade I own. This is Conan number 1 at a 7.0. Bidding starts at only $379. Now, one of the things I encourage people to do is look on eBay and see not only what these are selling for in that grade, but what they've sold for. And you will see that my starting price is lower than the lowest winning bid on eBay. And again, they don't add the taxes to that total. And you saw, if you watched the beginning of this video, I paid $66.50 in taxes for the book I unboxed. So this has cream to white pages. This is the first appearance of Conan the Barbarian in comic book form. Remember, Marvel got the rights back to Conan. So who knows if there's a Conan movie in the future. This one does have greatest notes, so I will read it. So this is a higher grade book, and you can see the back. Looks nice and white. This has Barry Winslow Smith art. I'm not a huge fan of his, except for this one. In my opinion, this is his best artwork of all the stuff he's ever done. I did not like his artwork in Valiant. I didn't think it was very detailed. But here, I think it's beautiful, and you can see the colors pop. So if you're interested in this book, whether you're watching it live or later on, Conan #1, starting at only $379 plus shipping. Let's read the greatest notes, and then we'll move on if no one wants to bid. Again, I'm not worried if no one does. Stains on back cover, which is this. Let me just see if there's anything else. This minor little bit right there. Little bit. See right there? That's it. So it's not completely covering the book or anything like that, but it is there, and they do mention it. Multiple stress lines along the spine. That's typical, especially if an older book. This came out in 1970. Cover and edge wear. Browning and Browning interior cover. All right, so last chance if you want to place a bid on this book. This is Conan #1, 7.0, $379. Going once. Going twice. Let's get to the next one. All right. This is a Golden Age book. This one doesn't have any major significance, but it is a #1 issue of known characters. This is Blondie Comics, issue #1. This came out in 1947. Bidding starts at $499. So if you're interested in this book and you need the payment plan, this would qualify for the 4-month payment plan, up to 4 months. I mean, you could pay for it within 2 months if you have the ability, because basically the faster you pay for something, the faster you're going to get it. But this is a Golden Age book, Blondie Comics. Obviously, people are familiar with Blondie. They were a comic strip character, but this is in comic book form. So this is a #1 issue from 1947. This is graded a 4.5, off-white to white pages. So if you're interested in this book, you just write Blondie and put $4.99, and then we'll see if anybody wants to bid higher. And again, if you need the payment plan, that's not a problem. And I'll show you the back. Instead of an advertisement, they actually have a comic strip. So I thought that was kind of cool. So this is definitely in very good condition. I actually thought this would come back a little bit in a better grade. One of the only major flaws, if you want to call it a major flaw, I see is right there by the 10 cents. But other than that, and there's a little tear right there, but that's to be expected in, you know, mid to lower grade books. But let's read the greatest notes. Weak spine, which is definitely a benefit of getting books like this slabbed, because then it protects the staples and it protects the spine because it's encapsulated and protected. Multiple stress lines along the spine, cover, edge, and spine wear, minor edge wear, 6-inch corner crease on back cover. That I showed. But overall, if you're looking for a piece of Golden Age history, this is a #1 issue. So if you're watching this later on and you're interested in that, you can contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. This is the last chance on this one if you want to place a bid. $4.99 for Blondie Comics, going once, going twice. No sale. Again, I'll keep saying it. I'm not worried if no one bids. All right, next up for the Star Wars fans, this bidding starts at $525. So this will also qualify for the 4-month payment plan if you need it. No interest, no taxes. This is Kanan, The last Padawan issue number 1. This is the Plunkett variant. I believe that's a 1 in 15. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But it's always better to get the variants with these kind of comics. This is a 9.8. It has no greatest notes because it doesn't need them. It has white pages. Now, there's a couple of first appearances here, but the main one that people are looking for is Sabine Wren. So, if you are looking for Sabine Wren, who is in the current Star Wars TV show, was also in The Mandalorian. Who knows if they'll do a live action? I mean, remember, there's still the writer's strike and everything, so they're not doing anything at this point. So even if they had plans, it doesn't mean it can't get canceled now or changed. But this is Kanan. You could write Kanan number 1 if you're interested. $525 plus shipping. 9.8. I bought this raw. Got it graded. And considering it's got so much black, 9.8s for these are harder to get, because it will show any fingerprint and any color break increase, which these do not have. Alright, so last chance on this if you want to place a bid, or if you're interested in getting it when you watch this later on. And thank you, by the way, for the 7 people that hit the like button. I always appreciate that. Going once. Going twice. Now let's move on to the next one. This is the rest of the last 4, I believe. I'm actually surprised people didn't make bids on. But, you know, if you don't have the funds, can't do it, or you already have it, I understand. This is a signed book. Bidding starts on this at $549. This is Batman number 251, signed by Neil Adams, straight in the middle with a 5.0 grade, with cream to white pages. Here is Neil Adams' signature. And of course, I'll show the back and read the greatest notes. So this was a verified signature. They did write down that it is signed by Neil Adams. This is considered a classic cover. It's also considered the modern, quote-unquote, version of the Joker. Neil Adams art and cover. So if you don't own this book, this is definitely one of those pieces you hang on the wall. So it's $549. So if you're interested, just write Batman 549, or if you're not watching it live, you can contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. Again, this is a 5.0, signed by Neil Adams. And I'll read the greatest notes for you, but I want to make sure you get a nice look at this book. Back in the days when you can actually sell weapons to children. Alright. We got reader's crease, multiple stress lines along the spine, foxing, moderate cover, edge, and spine wear, corner crease on the front cover. Now, the subscription crease only shows about a quarter of the way on the back only. As you can see, and I'll show you the center, there is no color breaking crease. So it looks like this wasn't purchased in the mail where they had to fold it in. This looks like probably at some point somebody probably just curled it, and it did cause a color breaking crease. How far does it go? It looks to only about there. So it's not very far. So definitely a nice condition book. As you can see, the colors pop. This is a significant book to own in your collection. $549, no taxes. You don't have to apply for a permit to get a tax-free, and $4 payment plan if you need it. All right, so going once, Batman 251 at $549, 5.0. Going twice, and it'll be available to anybody that's interested for a week if you want to contact me. All right, so there's 4 more books. Another first appearance. This starts out at $699, and again, this will qualify for the payment plan if you need it. 4 payments, up to 4 payments. This is Tales to Astonish, number 44. First appearance of the Wasp. This is graded a 4.0 with cream to off-white pages. So this is definitely a key issue. They are not done with this character. Well, I can't say that 100% because, like I said, with the writer's strike, you never know. Contracts might be up, or they might not redo it, or they change their mind, or something happens. So I can't guarantee that, but still a relevant character and doesn't need a movie for it to be desirable. They just help it. So if you're interested in this book, price starts at $699. First appearance ever of the Wasp. I will, of course, go over the graders notes. This was from 1963. So like I said, I'm not expecting anybody to be bidding, but hey, you never know. Somebody might see a book and say, you know what? I'm going to pounce on it. Because like I said, 3 of the comics sold at the auction, 7 more afterwards. So if you see a book that you think is something you might want to pounce on, don't wait, because somebody else will take the opportunity after the auction is over. Alright, so let's read the graders notes and we'll do our countdown and we'll get to the next one. We have slight oxidation, multiple stress lines along the spine, moderate cover, edge, and spine wear, mold, which, by the way, I don't see it. But it could be because there's the water stain is this little, or that mold, I guess mold right there. Didn't have any smell or anything to it. Because remember, like I said, I got these raw. So it wasn't like I smelled something. So if anything, it was slight. But it says the water stains, which I just showed, and several edge tears, which is to be expected in a lower grade book. But again, still first appearance. Low grade is better than no grade. And again, look at what the cheapest one sold for on eBay for a 4.0, and you'll see, even if you think that price is expensive, this is cheaper than the lowest one sold, and they do not add the tax to the number that you see. Alright, so Tales to Astonish 44, $699 going once, going twice, and if you want that later on, within a week from this video being posted, you can contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. Next up, they haven't used these yet. Bidding starts on this on only $599. So again, that will qualify for the 4-month payment plan if you need it. Interest-free. This, of course, is Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1. This is the first appearance of the Sinister Six. There were rumors that they were using it in an upcoming movie. Again, rumors don't mean confirmation, because even if they had every intention of doing it, that can change. But again, this is something you don't need a movie to maintain value for. It'll just help increase it for a while. So since it's still rumor and they haven't done it yet, if they do it, you still have plenty of potential for this to go up very quickly. But this starts out at $549. It is a 3.0 grade, off-white to white pages. First appearance of the Sinister Six, which includes Doc Ock, Electro, Kraven, Mysterio, Sandman, and the Vulture. It is also the origin of Spider-Man Retold. So I'll read the graders notes. Now you can see on this one, the PGX logo is in the center. This was just when I got them to do the graders notes. So they weren't really prepared for it yet. And they were doing some adjustments. So this was graded about 5 years ago. So we got 1-inch spine split / chip at the top. Reading crease on the front cover. 1-inch spine tear at the bottom. Multiple stress lines along the spine. It is a thicker book, so that's to be expected. Multiple significant creases. Dirty front and back cover. 1-inch by 1/2 inch edge chip on the front cover. And there is the edge chip. You can see it's not major. But again, higher grades are going to cost higher costs. So it's able to get you to afford something and still own it. Because remember, whether this is a 0.5 or a 9.8, you still own the first appearance of the Sinister Six. So going once, $599. Going twice, first appearance of the Sinister Six. First annual from Amazing Spider-Man. Came out in 1964. Going twice, I think I already said. And we'll move on. There are 2 books left. These are the big boys. These are actually 2 books. I am pretty much shocked that people have not asked about them. This book has gone down in price because the character was already in the movie. This is a character that does not need a movie to give it value. This book has been valuable for decades. But because I believe it reached its low, now's the time to buy it. I have multiple copies of this book, so I do not mind selling one of my lower grades. I think even if I sold this, I still have at least 4 other copies. So basically, even though I know this is going to continue to go back up, because you'll have those dips, I'm selling one to give somebody else an opportunity that may not have owned this book to be able to pounce on it from somebody they know they can trust, somebody that you know will package it correctly, and be able to get it without having to pay taxes either. So bidding starts on this at only $999. No tax, no extra fees except for a shipping cost. Will qualify for the 4-month payment program if you need it. That, of course, is Amazing Spider-Man number 14. In my opinion, now is the time to be buying this book because you see a significant drop in the price since the Spider-Man movie came out. Now's the time to be getting this if you can get it. Because books like this will only go so low before people, the smart people, see it as a buying opportunity and they pounce on it. And like I said, even though I know the price of this is going up, I don't have to sell it. So I don't care if no one ends up ultimately buying it, because I'll just put it back and watch it continue to go back up in price. I'm giving people an opportunity because I have so many copies of this book. Like I said, I have about 4 to 5 other copies of this book. I don't mind selling one and giving somebody else the opportunity to own a Grail book. Because one of the people that contacted me after the auction purchased the Daredevil number 1. I won't say who it is because I'll allow them to do their unboxing when they get it, because they're doing the 4-month payment plan. But they said that's a Grail they've always wanted. And now they'll have the opportunity to get it. So this is the chance to get this book. Amazing Spider-Man number 14, which is the first appearance of the Green Goblin. Cream to white pages. Does have the writing on it. Now, I always thought that said BOAGS, but somebody said that might be 130 AGS. Now, I don't know what that means either, and no one ever mentioned what they thought 130 AGS could mean. But it does have the writing on it. But it is complete. It is in really good condition for a 2.0. And of course, I will read the graders notes. It is the only time that the Green Goblin has his magic broom. Yeah, Captain Crunch, that is grease pencil. So it's either somebody's name, probably their last name, BOAGS, or it says 130 AGS, which I would have no idea. But as you could see, it is not covering the entire comic. It's just one little spot. And also, it is the first crossover between the Hulk and Spider-Man. Also, the Enforcer's appearance, but that's not their first appearance because they started in issue 10. It might be their second appearance, but no one really cares about the Enforcers. Rogue Book says, hey, Chris, good to see you. I was hoping to make one of these. Well, welcome. You're coming right at the end. So anybody can contact me because no one's bidding. Because, like I said earlier, I wasn't expecting anybody to bid because nobody knew I was going to be doing this. I didn't even know until I started the video. So basically, I'm giving people up to a week if they want to contact me if they don't want to or cannot place a bid now. But for $999, go look at one of the lowest 2.0 sold for on eBay, and you will see I am selling it cheaper. And like I said, I do not charge tax. eBay does. And you saw with my $950 book, I was charged $66 in tax. So if you paid the same exact price, you'll pay about $70 extra in taxes if you bought this on eBay. And you would hope that the seller sells it and sends it securely. So last chance on this book, at least for the live video, but I will read the greatest notes as well. You can see there are no coupons cut out. Everything is intact. Again, for a 2.0, it looks really good. So I'm only selling it for $999. So if you're interested in this book right now, if you're in the live chat, you have the benefit of beating out anybody that might contact me in a day or two. It's like I said, 80% basically of, well, 70% of the winners of my comics from the live auction came after the auction. All right, so let's read the greatest notes and then we'll count down. If you want this book now live, just put ASM $9.99 and it could be yours if no one outbids you. So we got tape on the interior cover of the spine. For those that may or may not know, tape on a comic is not considered restoration. There is a 7-inch spine split, which would be the reason why it's such a low grade, even though it looks pretty good. Multiple chips, multiple stress lines along the spine, significant cover wear. Basically what that tells me is whoever owned this book, whether it be one owner or several owners, read it probably so many times it started tearing the cover off. But it's a 7-inch split. The staples are intact. The centerfold is intact. They did put some tape on it, but like I said, that's in the interior cover, so graded you wouldn't even know. But that doesn't change anything as far as grade is concerned, unless this was a newer book. All right, so last chance live. If you want to place a bid on this, Amazing Spider-Man, number 14, first appearance of the Green Goblin, which, by the way, is on the front cover, $999. You can use the 4-month payment plan, no interest, if you are interested. Going once, going twice. That'll be left for 1 week if anybody wants to contact me. Because like I said, I know that's going to start going back up again. So if no one bids for it, I have no problem holding on to it. I'm giving somebody an opportunity. Speaking of opportunities, this one to me is as close to a no-brainer as you can get, because there is about to be Season 2. Season 1 was a success. I really liked that show. Again, they added a little bit of the SJW stuff. I mean, some of you might like it. That's perfectly fine. I'm not here to judge anybody. But overall, the show was not bad. They did focus more on the female version than the male version. But hey, that's Disney for you these days. Bidding starts at $1,999. For this book, because of the price, I will allow up to a 6-month payment plan. No interest if you need it. Obviously, if you pay for it earlier, you will get it earlier. But not only is there the one major appearance that you'll see on the cover, there are several other key appearances. So this is Journey into Mystery number 85. This is a key book. Loki Season 2 is coming out. Now, people say, well, the writer's strike. But this movie was this TV show was already completed before the strike, so it's coming out. Now, I don't know the exact day, but they've already put out the trailers for this. So this is one of the few shows that's going to be coming out. And since nothing new really is allowed to be coming out unless they made it before the strike, that's probably going to bring some extra eyes to this that may not have watched it, because there's not much a chance to watch anything else. But this, again, is a character that doesn't need a movie or TV show to increase its value. But every time there's a successful moment with this character, I mean, this is a no-brainer. And this is the only copy I have. So, if I don't sell it now, I'm perfectly fine. But as you can see, this is a 4.0. Off-white pages. Not only is this the first appearance of Loki, it is the third appearance of Thor. It is the first appearance of Heimdall, which is, you know, the guy that was in charge of the Rainbow Bridge. First appearance of Asgard, including the Rainbow Bridge. And the first appearance of Odin in a cameo. So there are major significance in this book. Go look at what the lowest 4.0 sold for on eBay. And you will see my price is cheaper. And this would probably be about $130 extra in taxes. Between $125 and $140. And again, like somebody else mentioned earlier, it would depend on the state. Because if you buy this in California on eBay, one of the gentlemen said it was 10%. So you'd pay $199 extra in taxes. So even if somebody bought this on eBay for the same exact price of $1,999, you'd have to pay an additional $200 in taxes. I don't charge taxes here. And unless you have the PayPal, you have to pay for it all at once. I'm allowing a 6-month no interest payment plan on this book if you want it. Again, if it doesn't sell, I'll just sit back and watch it over the years get more and more valuable. To me, this is a no-brainer. But of course, if you don't have the money, that's understandable. So I'm giving people up to a week after this live auction, because this was a last-second thing for me to show those books, because a couple people asked for it. Instead of just putting on a post that 3 people will see, I thought putting it in the video might be the better way. You never know, somebody that's watching it live may have purchased anything, but I wasn't expecting it. I'll read the greatest notes, and then we'll end this video. And if you want to contact me for any of these, you could reach me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. I will post that again for people to see. But let's read the greatest notes. I know it's an expensive book, but when it comes to any investment, you got to spend money to make money. If you spend, $10,000 on a Hyundai from 1989, you're probably going to sell it maybe for 15 if you're lucky. If you buy a Ferrari, you're probably going to spend anywhere from $80,000 to $300,000, but you're probably going to make more money on that. So you got to spend money to make money. So if you're buying dollar comics from other auction sites, that's great, but what are you selling them for? Unless somebody was selling like Amazing Spider-Man #1 and had no clue what it was, which, why would you have a YouTube channel if you don't know? You're not making much money on those lower books. So yes, you can buy. There are other auctions even that don't sell comics, but there are other auctions where they'll sell 50 books for $50. But they're books to complete a run, or books that have minor value. So you might be able to, if you have a comic book store, you might be able to sell them for $3, $4 a piece. You're not going to buy a house on dollar books. Things like this are the chances where you can make money. A lot of people watch my channel because of the investment potentials that I teach. Nobody is buying a graded book to read it. I highly doubt somebody would spend extra money on a graded book because they love to read the comic. That, to me, would make no logical sense. So anybody buying a slab book, regardless of the grading company, they're buying it for investment purposes, or to hang it on a wall. But again, you're going to spend an extra $500, $600 on a graded book just so you can hang it on the wall? That wouldn't make sense to me. So books like this may seem expensive, but there's a reason why. Because they have value. Don't just go by what multiple books you could buy for $1 a piece. Especially if you're buying it from a YouTuber who knows what they're selling. You're not going to get the first appearance of Black Panther in a box of $10 worth of comics. You might find that at a garage sale, but what are the odds? So you got to spend money to make money. So I'll read the greatest notes and then we'll end this video. Thank you to the 11 people that hit the like button. I appreciate you being here, even though, like I said, I wasn't expecting anybody to bid because this is catching probably everybody off guard, and that's fine. But you never know. Somebody may watch this tomorrow, Sunday, next Thursday, and see a book and say, I want to add that into my collection. So let's read that and we'll end this video and we'll end your torture. Multiple creases and stress lines along the spine. I always say if I'm going to have damage in a book, I like it to be on the spine. But again, that tells me this book was read. Back in the days when this came out, and this came out in 1963, 1962, people bought them to read them. They didn't buy them to put them in bags and boards. So that's why you'll see in a lot of older books, there'll be a lot of damage along the spine. People read them. So that's to be expected. Multiple edge tears, staining. There's a little bit of a stain. Again, nothing major. I don't know if you'll see it, but it's about half the size of my thumbnail. Right there. So, minor staining. Spine tear at the top. Staple tear at bottom. significant cover, edge, and spine wear. So again, it's complete. No coupons cut out. Staples are intact. First appearance of Loki, Heimdall, Asgard, and cameo of Odin at a 4.0. $1,990. $1,999. I will allow a 6-month payment plan. So going once, Journey into Mystery 85. Going twice. Oh, Captain Crunch said, what's the starting bid on that? It's $1,999 plus shipping. Go look up on eBay. Go look up not what it's selling for, but look at what the cheapest one was sold for. And unless something happened today that I was not aware of, this is the lowest price, and you're not paying taxes on it. Because this would be, depending on what state, anywhere from $170 to $199 in taxes. It's like somebody said, in California, the state tax is 10%. So even if you bought this at the same price on eBay, you'd be still spending $200 more. Plus, you don't know if they're going to send it quickly or at all, and you don't know how well they're going to send it and protect it. Coming from me, no one has ever had their comic missing or damaged, because I will send it securely and I will send it quickly. Everything I send goes priority mail with a tracking number. So it's $1,999. You can have up to a 6-month payment program, interest-free. If you want to contact me afterwards, or you're watching this not live, feel free. Going once, Journey into Mystery 85, $1,999. If this doesn't sell by next week, this is going back in my collection. It will no longer be for sale. I'll just watch it continue to go up. Going twice, first appearance of Loki, third appearance of Thor, first appearance of Heimdall, Asgard, and Odin in a cameo. Off-white pages. And the auction is closed. So there we go. Obviously, if anybody watches this and you want to get this a couple of days later, contact me and I will put the address. It's peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. If multiple people contact me on a book, basically the person that offers me the highest offer on it will get it. And again, I will give people up to next Friday. So there's plenty of time for this. And again, I do not charge interest. I did mention the shipping cost, so if you missed that, you can you can watch the beginning of this video. You'll see I did post it. Or you can watch the live video I did on Sunday. So that's it. I want to thank you guys for sticking around, even though, like I said, I wasn't expecting anybody to bid. But hey, stranger things could happen. Again, I'm going to post the AI art. I'd love to hear your opinion of this. It's supposed to be Lady Death. So if you want to leave a comment in the comment section, that's great. Thanks for watching. Out of the 13 people viewing, 12 people hit the like button. So thank you to almost everybody watching who was kind enough to hit the like button. Hopefully you'll hit subscribe. And if you're interested in any of these, as you could see, I sell key issues. I sell the books people want. Now, some of them are pricey. But like I've said, if you want to make money, you got to spend money. There's plenty of other YouTube channels that will sell you, 100 comics for $99. But you're not sending your kids to college on any of those books, because they're ones that people are just trying to get rid of. These I don't have to get rid of. I can sell them because most of these books I have multiple copies of. So I'm giving other people a chance to own something they may not have been able to get before, or a grail they've been searching for, and get it at the lowest possible current price. Because again, check on eBay of all the books that I showed, see what they sold for, and then see what they're now selling for, and you'll see that mine, 99.9% of the time, because like I said, there could be something that was sold today that somebody was giving it away, but you'll see 99% of the time, mine is the cheapest, and even if it's the same price, you're not paying the taxes. So, thanks for watching, guys. I look forward to anybody contacting me. If you do, make sure you let me know what book you're inquiring on and what way you'd like to pay. If you are looking to do the payment plan, the first payment does have to be made within 24 hours. And if multiple people contact me for the same book, there'll basically be an email bidding war. And the person that makes the highest offer will acquire that book. And if not, then I still have them in my collection, waiting for another time to sell them to you when they're about $500 or $1,000 more. So let me know what you thought. Leave it in the comment section. Don't forget to give our surprise subscriber a shout out. And we're going to go with Rogue Book 28. You are today's surprise subscriber shout out, which means if you have a YouTube channel, if you want to post a link to your YouTube channel or to one of your videos, you could put that in the comments section of the video when it uploads. If you don't have that, you want to post a link to one of your social networks, you can do that instead. And if you don't have that, and maybe you sell something on Amazon or eBay or any of the other sites, and you want to put a link to something that you sell, you can do that. So I'll give you the option of which one of the three. Keep in mind, any link that you enter will not show up right away because I do have to approve it, because I just want to make sure no one ever tries to take advantage of somebody and spam them, because I've had plenty of people try and spam like porn sites. So I want to make sure nobody ever clicks on anything that is inappropriate for any viewer. So if you see a link, that means it has been approved. So if Rogue is still here and sees that and wants to post a link, if you see the link in the comment section, go give them a like, go give them a subscribe, go see what they have for sale, or say hello to them on X, formerly known as Twitter, or wherever. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my rambling. If anybody else makes any of these purchases, I will post it as one of my text posts. So there are 10 books left out of the 20 that I originally sold. Again, 70% of the people that bought from me from the last live auction bought offline. So we'll see if you're one. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. And don't forget, it is not you, it is not I,